What I've asked is, which council do you work for? Because you seem to be quite intent on refilling White Bear Lake while bringing pressurized water through Grant. The other thing I want to bring up, Mr. Lanoux, is this. I'm amazed when I asked you what you've done to get your little dream approved that you did not tell these people. A lot of your supporters I see here that put a lot of money into your election. January 12th, you applied to be on the Met Council, and that was 8 days after you were seated here. So 8 days after you were seated here, you applied to be on the Met Council, and of course, open document directly from the Department of State. You can call them and complain that I have it. So we've got your application here for the Met Council, and let me go ahead and read some of what you put down here. Of course, public document.
Why? Well, it's not personal. It's a Met Council letter.
It's a Met Council letter. It's his application to the Met Council. Why would it be a problem? It's a public document. Why would there be any problem at all? Now, I'll read it verbatim again. I'm applying to offer insight on solution to depleting Aquifer Northeast Metro Water District, attended meetings, and understand the water supply. I believe the land already owned by the DNR along with the surrounding communities can be used to accomplish this. My input along with the major engineering firms in the metro state of Minnesota is now being utilized and taught throughout the country. I didn't realize that you were a hydrology engineer, but apparently you are. I feel the common sense approach along with the cooperation through joint powers can be accomplished.
Jeff is reading a letter, his
from Larry.
Application
correctly. He's putting his own opinion.
No, he's reading it.
I'm reading it verbatim. I put it up here. Let's read it together.
That's okay.
Would you like to see the one that said I am my hydrologist?
No. Let's all look at it together. No. Let's all look at it together. That way we know I'm not putting my own spin on it. You can read it yourself. Let's read it together.
Yeah. This is Larry's letter. This is Larry's stuff. We got to read it.
We got to read it. I want to understand. So it is on the agenda, in fact. I put it on the agenda last month. Let's read the helpful information. Highly respected electrical contractor working for municipalities installing electrical infrastructure with a 30-year experience. And this takes a second. City Grant Planning Commission, City Grant Vice Chairman, and Charter Commission.
That's just too small.
Resident, I know, it's hard to read, but I got to get it all on there, Jace. I have lobbied for environment issues at the Capitol concerning toxic Superfund sites, introducing legislation along with the support and guidance for the Minnesota Pollution Control Agency to draft legislation that can be measured to protect children from needless exposure to toxins. I have the ability to rally people and support to make our community a better place. Thank you for your consideration. There's nothing negative with that. I'm not saying that Mr. Lanoux has said a darn thing negative here. In fact, a lot of it's positive. That's not my point. My point is simply this. Mr. Lanoux was sitting on this council 8 days before. The governor had gone ahead and January 1st had raised all the salaries at the Met Council to $74,000, made it a full-time job, and 8 days after being seated, you wanted to leave us. I guess, was that to make your little dream come true?
Yeah. Well, I just want to make a comment, Jeff. My understanding of this: if you get appointed to the Met Council, can you serve on the City Council?
You cannot. It is a full-time job. You were removed.
Larry.
Okay. Mr. Huber, you asked what did I do to try to make a difference. I applied to the Met Council. I actually spoke down at the legislation opposing the Met Council and their Strive program. At the same time, you say I'm applying so that I can get my message out there. And I did bring that message right down to the state office building down there at a public hearing. And yes, I applied for the Met Council because I feel that our Met Council is overreaching. I know that they're putting wastewater treatment plants out in East Bethel, right on the edge of their jurisdiction, so that they can expand into the Isani County next. I have wired a sewer lift station in the city of Lake Elmo, 350 horsepower pumps, if any of you people understand. A typical lift station is maybe 5
Larry, what does
to
that have
15.
to do with the topic?
The idea is, you said, what have I done? I've actually applied to serve on a Met Council. I know your chances are slim and none that you will ever get on her, especially being that I've spoken at the legislature against Met Council on many occasions. I oppose Met Council, and I believe they need somebody sitting on there that has an opposing view, not a going. Would I have sat down from there if appointed there? Yeah, I probably would have to. I'm not sure that I could sit on this seat here.
Can't.
As a council person, but then I might have had to sit down there if I felt I could have a bigger impact at the Met Council. I've seen what they've done in the Lake Elmo. They put in a a large lift station, and now they force themselves into building 1,700 new homes. I'm trying to prevent that from happening to the city of Grant. And see, Mr. Huber's trying to put his spin on it. Ask him what he's done down at the legislature to do anything.
Ben, it's
to
your
get done.
application. Jeff?
Yeah, absolutely, it's my application. Proud of it.
It's interesting when you ask a man what he's done. 8
Larry
days.
just said he was proud of it.
Well, yeah, 8 days after being seated on the council, that he. Larry,
let me just say something.
If you hated the Met Council, I'm not done. I'm not done. If you hated the Met Council so much, why in the world is your cover letter so insightful into your character and telling them that you're a highly respected electrical contractor? It's like a college girl wrote it. It's amazing to me, Larry, that
Because
you
I
don't
am
like
a
the
highly
Met Council,
respected.
but you want to be on
You
there.
want to ask Mr. Our city engineer? You know my record as a electrical contractor.
well, that has
is it
nothing-
highly respected?
Absolutely.
Do I do work for WSB? Have you ever had?
Okay, not for Stillwater anymore. I'll put that in.
You just asked.
All right,
I'm going to tell you. You don't want the truth, do you, Jeff?
Right.
You are an arrogant SOB.
I think